Welcome back. We continue right here on the Sports Call. Bob Pompeani and Paul Zeise with you at 412-575-2600. Take your tweets also at KDPomp, at Paul Zeise. We have a lot of people, Paul, so let's get right to it. Tony in the Hill District is first up tonight. Hey, Tony.
Hello, Bob. How are you?
Good, thanks.
I was watching the show yesterday, and Rich and the other guys said that they was happy with the 3 suspension game that the league gave the guy. Now, I'm not happy with that because, for one, when you have a constant person who's doing cheap shots, they should do something more. They should either give him the rest of this season out and maybe a couple games next season and a hefty fine. Don't you think so?
No.
Because this is continuing with him.
I mean, he's also a pretty good hockey player. He's changed a little bit. If you watch his,
but that shouldn't make.
I think 3. If you would ask me before this decision came down, Tony, I would have thought 1 was the way the Department of Player Safety operates. 1 is a stretch. He got 3. I thought I was pretty satisfied with that. Paul, what about you?
I agree. I mean, given the precedent that's been set, 3 is a really long. It's a pretty big, especially in the playoffs. I was like you. I was like you, Bob. I figured they'd give him 1. 3 in the playoffs, especially, he might not play again. The Penguins, the Penguins could theoretically win the next 2 games.
Theoretically, yes, they can.
Or better yet, Bob, say the Capitals would have won tonight and then went on and won. What is it? Saturday? Is the next game Saturday or whatever?
Saturday night.
Yeah. He would have been out for game 1 of their next series. I mean, 3 is a lot in the playoffs, I think.
Jeremy Alexander on Twitter says this: the Oshie play was maybe 2 minutes. Get over it. All right, but again, if you read the rule book, why have a rule book if you don't enforce it? It's a totally different thing when it comes to launching.
I can't imagine they're going to suspend.
No, I wouldn't. I'm not suggesting they are or will or even should. I'm just saying the rule book is there for a reason. Now, if you're never going to enforce it, I have a simple solution for all this other headshots. If you read it, which I did today, there were 7 paragraphs devoted to what is a headshot, and many of it falls into gray areas, Paul. These, is it avoidable? Is somebody bigger than the other guy? It doesn't matter. If you want to get rid of this, all you have to do is 2 words: 0 tolerance. We're not going to take it. If you are responsible for a headshot, no excuse. It's on you. The NFL does it. Isn't that true?
Yeah.
Haven't they made people change their ways?
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, I think, and you see a lot less of them in the NHL. I mean, in the NFL nowadays. And it's funny, people were talking about, well, if you do that, it's going to become flag football. You still see a lot of big hits. Just guys know how to tackle now. You still see headshots from time to time, but for the most part, guys know how to tackle and still deliver big hits without going to a guy's head, and that's what it should be.
Eric in Charleroi joins us right now. Hey, Eric, how are you?
Hi, Bob. How you doing?
Good, thanks. What's up?
Not much. I just wanted to say that it almost seems like the Capitals are the Flyers' bigger, older, and dirtier brother when it comes to how they play their hockey games. And the fans, I think, are just about as rotten as the Flyers fans. When we get an injured player on our team,
I don't think there's anything worse than the Flyers hockey fans. I mean,
you're probably right. You're probably right. But I'd say, when say we're at a Steeler game and the opponent guy gets injured, the crowd goes silent. We don't cheer when he gets hurt. I just don't get it. It's almost like these fans are bloodthirsty.
Maybe they are. Let's go to line 1. Joe in New Kensington. Go ahead, Joe. What's on your mind?
Yeah, hello. I just want to say I've been watching NHL Network and that, and I'm just tired of the announcers saying that, how the Capitals are raising their game and they're mentally almost past the Penguins. They have half the talent that the Penguins have. And another thing, they can't skate with the Penguins. So they constantly got to clutch, grab, obstruct. I mean, you watch these other playoff games, and all you see is the Capitals, even away from the puck, or the Penguins are going to the puck. They're getting their body in front of them. They're grabbing on their arms. They're grabbing their stick, putting their elbow in them.
I just think it's this time of the year, and this is how it's played. I also think Washington, I have no problem with the way they play. I like their physicality. They bring it. They out-hit the Penguins by almost 3 times during one point of this game. I mean, that's just the way they play.
I also would really take exception to the idea that they have half the talent the Penguins do. They've got some really good players on that team.
They really do. And one of them came up tonight, TJ Oshie, who I thought, he haven't heard much
from him.
Very
good player.
He's a good player. Backstrom, Kuznetsov, along with one guy they're without is Andre Burakovsky. He's been out with an injury. He had a little minor surgery. So let's go to line 5. That's Susie in Penn Hills. Hey, Susie, how you doing?
Okay, hi, I'm Bob. That's all. For me, the league did the right thing, sending that man for 3 games. If you have to play dirty, I would step back and consider that's what he did.
Okay, I'm having a problem with your cell phone.
Yeah,
there,
I couldn't
Susie.
hear that. Yeah.
You sounded like you were in a different country there. So call us again, and maybe we'll get that straightened out. Let's go to JD in Penn Hills. JD, what's up?
Hey, Bob, love the show.
Thanks.
Just want to know, with the officiating questionable in the NHL as it is, after Gensel scored his goal, Orlov came up and gave him a brutal cross check. You're allowed to do whatever you want after somebody scores.
No, you shouldn't.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen a lot of that. One of the worst cases was, I forget who it was now. I think it was Pierre Turgeon, if you remember, and I'm going way back with the New York Islanders. And I forget the goalie who got beat, and Turgeon celebrated. It was a good, Paul, like 5 to 10 seconds after he came after him and whaled him with a shot. And, some of this stuff can be eradicated by simply saying, that's it, no more, you're going to be suspended for a long period of time.
But here's the thing, Bob.
And I'm not saying that's what this was tonight. Orlov plays a good game. I like Dimitri.
How many playoff hockey games over the last 10 years do you think we've watched here with the Penguins? Would it be fair to say about 100 at least?
Maybe more.
Maybe more, right, over the last 10 years? How many more playoff games do we have to watch to understand this is playoff hockey? Right. Those things are allowed to go on. Referees swallow their whistle.
You're not going to call them out anyway. Otherwise,
referees swallow their whistle. It becomes a much more physical game. And that's what we talked about at the top of the thing. We talk all about the Penguins' skill and all the other stuff that they do well and their ability to score goals. They've won the last 2 years because they're really good at times at putting pressure on the other team and making it impossible to get shots against them and score.
And they use their speed to do it, and it's a defensive brand, and Mike Sullivan has their ear. A lot of people always would say, well, a coach, he's going to lose touch with his player. He makes it clear, do not play that dirty game, that retaliatory game, and they don't. And they used to do it a lot, and especially with emotional guys like Letang and Malkin, they would always take crazy penalties, and they've reined them in.
James Neal, remember they had James Neal? He used to do that all the time, but that's the thing. They don't do that, but they also understand it's not like, January 15th where you're playing against a team that you're going to win 6-5 in one of these games that's wide open and, nobody seems to care what's going on. It ain't that kind of game. And so all of these things about all of the physical plays that go on, that's playoff hockey. That's the way it is. That's why it's so hard to win 16 games and win the cup.
It really is. We're going to take a break here. We got Dave, Ron, James, and Jeff all coming up next right here live on Pittsburgh CW.